Today we're going to learn how to stitch a link stitch, which you can put together to make a really iconic, I think is the word, embroidery stitch called a lazy daisy. If you've seen any vintage style embroidery, you'll have definitely seen one of these. So as usual, I've got 3 strands of thread, tied a little knot in the end and just trimmed off the excess. So to start, we're going to stitch a single link. So bring your needle up through the fabric, catch the working thread with your thumb because we're going to create a little loop, and then take your needle back down through really close to where you came out there. Now gently pull, but keep your thumb on the working thread as it comes through. Now what you need to do to create the actual link stitch is think about how big you want it. So I'm just going to go off there for now. If I wanted to make it bigger, I'd just move my needle further away from that initial point where I brought the thread up to the top of the fabric. So you're going to gently pull, catch the loop like so, and then what we're going to do is put a little anchor stitch over the top. This just holds it in place. So push your needle back down through the fabric just at the top there. Now you don't want to pull too tightly because otherwise it'll come out of shape a little bit. So that's one single link stitch. What we can do is continue to work these around the central point to create the lazy daisy. I'm going to do 5 petals altogether, all in the same way, and each time just bring it back to the centre, stitch the loop in a similar way. So I'm just using standard embroidery floss for this. Sometimes that does come apart though in the loops, so if you want a slightly different effect, you could experiment with some pearl thread. That thread is mercerized, so it's just spun really tightly so it doesn't come apart. That's also really nice for stitching lazy daisies. And if I was doing part of a bigger work, I would probably do that. But I wanted to show you what this looks like with standard thread today. So there we go, it's starting to build up. Let's get 2 more petals in. Now if you wanted to really make sure that they were the same size petals, you could use an air or a water erasable pen or a heat erasable pen to just draw on the dots so that you know where you're going. I'm just totally doing this by eye today. Well, I'm saying today, I do them by eye every day, but that's just how I roll. Do whatever works for you. That's the most important thing. So there we go. That's the lazy daisy stitch. What you need to do when you've finished all of those petals is just turn it over. Now you need to tie a knot in the back really carefully. If we pull too tightly here, it will get everything out of shape at the front, and you don't want that after all of that lovely stitching. I could just trim off the excess there. There we go, a simple lazy daisy.